This live stream is going to be inspired by a video I was actually going to react to. I'm not actually sure what the name of the person was, but it was a smaller YouTuber that did a video talking about how there is no black community, there is no togetherness. And I'm guessing they gave the reasons, but I wanted to do a blind reaction. But I don't know about y'all. I don't know if y'all know me, but I had to get a new job. So this is my first week working. You feel me? And I'm pumped up. End of the first week working. Great things to come ahead. I think this is the job for me, but let's go ahead and get into it. Before I start this, I want to do a disclaimer because I know that we have a lot of feminine minded people that don't believe that they're ever wrong. They don't want to be told about themselves. So I know those things that y'all are going to say with the talking points that I have with this topic, where it not being a black community anymore. There is no community. I do not look down on people from the ghetto. I do not look down from people from disadvantaged positions because I don't believe that that does anything to set the stage for where you're going to be in life unless you let it. Me, it's a lot of things that you don't know about me. And some of y'all, some of y'all that maybe had parents that, helped y'all out, set y'all up, and gave y'all the information. You might look at me like I'm a goofy because I didn't have a lot of things like that. I had to do things on my own and figure out a lot of things on my own. My thing is the mindset. You can be from the suburbs and be a goofy. You can be from the hood and be a goofy. No matter where you're from, it's all about the mindset. So just remember that for what I'm saying. And here we go. Number one, I have about 11 points. Number one, the reason why there is no black community is because entertainment has become the teachings of the youth. You'll hear a lot of people that are in their 30s and 40s say, "Oh, I didn't have a dad. Jay-Z was my dad. Jay-Z taught me how to be a man. Such and such taught me how to be a man. James from the Good Times taught me how to be a man." This, that, and the third. And you know what has happened with entertainment? Learning that these people actually listen to y'all for advice. They listen to rappers for advice. Well, they start pushing things like gangster rap music. I think that's what started in the 1980s. Y'all knew what hip hop was going on. Y'all see what's going on now. Y'all call these rappers, y'all call these people that smartly prey on the fact that parents aren't parenting their children and telling them right from wrong. They prey on the fact now we got a sexy red. And now when people criticize sexy red, you got people saying that, "Oh, you're not good for the black community." Me personally, I'm not mad at sexy red, but for the people that have their children listening to sexy red, you know what's wrong with the community? We have a community, a generation of people that don't know right from wrong. They know wrong from right. If you listen to people talk, you'll hear them and they'll say things like morals over millions. Y'all saw that clip with Ruby Rose, and people will agree with it. People will say, "Oh, I don't need a woman. I don't need a man. I got this money." When the two things they do come together, but not the way you saying it. If you had a man, if you had a woman, you had a family, you probably would get more money. But we have, and this is, y'all gotta understand, I'm 29 years old. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you guys know about PA, but there's a lot of black history in PA, a lot of black first in PA. But guess what? There isn't in PA. Black middle class, black upper class. Now, I bet you there's probably, a couple communities, but not in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. And look at the history with Pittsburgh and Philadelphia as far as racism goes. Actually, just come to the city. Actually, stay where I stay. You'll see what's going on. We don't have a middle class. And we're one of those cities that was doing all this sliding and craziness way before it was on the internet. Pittsburgh is one of those towns where if you ain't like that, you probably should shut up because somebody's going to test you, and you're gonna look like a fool because people they get down and dirty here. So let's continue. Single motherhood has created a society of effortless victims who want everything for nothing and will vilify those who work for their dreams to come true. There was a time I come from a family. My mom's side of the family is from Plant City, Florida. My dad's side of the family is from Toledo, Ohio. If you guys know anything about those two states, as far as the state of black people now, it's definitely not what it was back in the day. It's definitely not what it was when my dad was born, and it's not what it was when my mother was born. Both of my grandmothers, they did a lot for their families. Both of my grandmothers, they got histories, but all in all, I would say they put their families in the best position with what they had to work with, but they went through their stuff too. The thing is, fam, things have changed so much from the 1970s and 1980s, bruh. It used to be a time where, what I'm saying, black people had morals. What I'm saying? Even in the hood, there was a sense of community. There was a sense of, like, a guy like me. I'm not a street dude, and I'm a family man, and I've always wanted a family, and I never was the womanizing, have sex with all these girls type dude, because I had a dad, and my curfew was 9 p.m. up until I moved out, or moved to my mom's. What I'm trying to say is, we used to have a spiritual community. We used to have a community where somebody could say something like, I could just feel your energy. I could just tell you not right. Nowadays, bro, the people that's not right, they use that black stuff that actually used to be true to the disadvantage to push the BS narrative that they have going on, fam. I can't tell you how many young men that I've met that are mad at the world because they don't have anything. They're mad at the world because of their situation, even though they don't work hard. They don't try. They don't try to get no information. They just want to do the hot stuff that they hear. They just want to, hop on a bandwagon, a get rich quick scheme. And then when it don't happen, they mad. And then when they see somebody that actually got the information, that actually, hey, you know what? I'm gonna apply for that job. I'm gonna see what I can do to get into that field, even if, what I'm saying, it might be hard. When they see people, they look down on them. Like, the aspect of looking at people like nerds is crazy to me. The things that people say to people, like working black people, to try to, like, invalidate their experiences is wild, because if you really look at it, when you in corporate America, do you know the stuff that you go through? And to have somebody try to call you an Uncle Tom because you were successful in going through that stuff is crazy, because all you do is blame everything on the white man. And brother, the white man ain't much lower than we is. You know what I'm saying? We have this society, where we made these niggas, they don't know how to do nothing. Niggas don't know how to do nothing. There is no more, I'm not gonna say there's not strong single motherhood, but it's few and far between, because it's so far removed from actually knowing what it takes to be a man. It's a lot of these women that are raising men that ain't never had men in their life. They hate men. So they kind of like teach these dudes how to be they little son husband, how to always be tethered to the nigga, how to get into the nigga mind, and still into his mind that, hey, you supposed to take care of me, you supposed to take care of the family like the daddy was supposed to do, but we ain't have the daddy because I put a baby on him and he didn't want to do it, or whatever happened. Maybe he acted like he wanted to do it, whatever. And now we putting that burden on you because we don't have the family structure how it should be. You feel me? And then y'all do this. Y'all raise these young men, these feminine men. And when I say feminine men, I'm not talking about sexuality. That's not my fight. When I say feminine men, I mean men that don't know how to be men, men that don't value morals, and a man that has a code. None of these dudes have a code anymore. It's y'all talk about sliming each other out and sliming your homeboy out. Bruh, a dude will be friends with you, get up under you, just so he can try to get what you have, just so he can try to, steal your swag. It's not a lot of genuineness out there, because we're being raised by women that mostly by choice have had to fight their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Because they've become intertwined with this system and the things that it can offer them, in lieu of getting rid of the father in the house. And to the point where we're raising men that hate men. We're raising men that despise masculinity. We're raising men that walk around parenting the stuff that their mom's been telling them their whole life. Bruh, I come from a Southern family. I come from my mother's house outside of the family. All of the leaders is women. A lot of the men, it's probably, it's probably including me, it's probably about 5, 6 men last couple generations that actually been doing what they supposed to be doing. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I grew up hearing, oh, this your family and you supposed to do this. And it was always trying to convince me to accept being treated like, oh, you, because I didn't grow up with my mom's side of the family. I moved with my dad when I was 6, and my dad, he didn't like what was going on, so he made it to where he got custody of me because he thought that that would be better for me. And I just remember with my brother, it was always them trying to convince me that I had to accept being treated a certain way, them showing favoritism over him because we family, even though you doing me wrong, I had to accept this. Now, me, I haven't really listened to anybody my whole life because right and wrong is always right and wrong. And just because you telling me that something is right, just because you telling me that my response to being mistreated is hateful, that shit don't mean nothing to me, bruh. Because I don't think maybe if I never stayed with my dad and I never lived with him, the indoctrination would have worked. But it just kind of made me resent them because it's like it to me it's like why you want me to be somebody that's just gonna go by everything that a woman say. And this is why the dudes act the way that they do, because you been raised so long by women and told, oh, you need to do this, oh, you need to do this, you need to be a nice young man. You get put into a point where you let a woman disrespect you, you'll let a woman put you in a situation because you think just because she's able to hold the life that we create, that's what I said, hold the life that we create and bring it into the world, that she has some type of hierarchy over the one that creates the seed. And I get it. I get it. We had a lot of things going on in the 60s, 70s. That's not what's killing the community now. What's killing us is that everything worked. And I can't be mad because the way that we went into slavery, you could see the type of people that we were. We too caring. Some of us snitches, some of us envious of the other ones, so we may sacrifice them. And it's come into full circle in 2024 because that's exactly what people do today. They will sacrifice you. Have you ever listened to somebody? And I'll just tell y'all my story. So, the last couple years, I've lived in Pittsburgh for 7 years. I moved from Pittsburgh when I was 17 to Tampa and stayed there until I was about 22. In that time, so many people did me shady under the guise of family. And I just realized it kind of opened my eyes, but I didn't want to see it. So I made the decision to come back up here because I was clear minded enough to know that I don't need to be tethered to people that think I have some obligation to supplementing some type of income for them, or keeping them afloat because we family. That's not what family means. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, the last 7 years I've been just dealing with people trying to make me do this for your family member, do this for your family member, even though this family member tried to implicate you into something that could have been crazy when your girlfriend was pregnant. Even my grandma helped them. She helped them. And that's what I'm talking about with the coddling of these dudes. The coddle, I ain't even get into that. Y'all coddle these dudes. Y'all won't let these dudes have a relationship with their man, with their father. Or you made a decision to where you have a baby with somebody that is not a father. Whatever it is. They don't have a relationship with a father. They don't have a masculine influence. They have never seen how to be a man. And y'all still will put them in a position to where, oh, you gotta go 100-0. You gotta go 100-0. Dude don't know how to change no tire. He don't know how to put on no tie. He don't know how to speak correctly. He does not know how to compose himself in a situation where somebody is trying to step in front of where he's trying to get. And he has to remain framed so he can get to where he's going. He doesn't know how to do that without lashing out and trying to hurt somebody because he's hurt. And y'all think that it's toughness. Y'all think that he's hard. Y'all think that somebody is a gangster and they this and that and the third, when really they just a hurt little boy. On top of the fact, these men, y'all, we don't know how to do nothing. And then you tell us, oh, you got to take care of this woman that got all the opportunity in the world to make money. Maybe not, I'm not saying you ain't got to go 50-50, but you could do something to put something on the table. You got mad opportunity. It ain't the 1980s, but you want them to act like it's the 1980s and cater to a woman so she can sit on the couch all day on her phone and drinking wine. So these guys with no skills, with no way how to be masculine, no way how to handle themselves in a professional setting because everything is supposed to be cool and I'm so hard and I can't listen, I can't take no type of constructive criticism. You push them, you condition them to doing these crimes and doing this messed up street code. The streets have even been messed up because it started from oppression. It started from, we gonna get out of this. Well, guys are so misguided and so messed up in the head where you think that you about to have a salary. You think you about to raise a family off of selling bowls, selling bricks. And then you get put in jail, and then your feminine homeboy, he swoop in and do your girl wrong. Now your kid ain't got no dad. Now your kid hates you. Now, once your kid turned 15, he want to be like you, not because he's seen you, but because he is you. And then you want to tell him, oh, you ain't street. You ain't never been in no street activity, this, that, and the third, da, 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 as if science doesn't exist, as if biology doesn't exist, as if one of the most spiritual, the first beings on the earth, are not spiritual to see these things that's going on. Everybody want to talk about everything that's coming at us, the white man, oppression, white supremacy, but you bring all these other demonic demons into the house that the white man ain't even throwing at you. He might be financing these rappers and putting it in your face. You don't gotta watch that. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. We tell these men they don't need fathers, then we coddle them and enable them to failure. I know men that just been taken care of their whole life, been taken care of, coddled, not really punished. And I don't want to speak on it because it's people that like I'm related to, that maybe friends with, but you just existing. You know what I'm saying? You trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm trapping. Da, da, da. Meanwhile, you know you can't do that for another 5 years. And you get to a point where it's a lot of people where you'll coddle a nigga. You'll act like, oh, you'll rationalize not disciplining a young man up until the point where you can't take it anymore and you just put the nigga out. And that's why we got all these monsters. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Spare the rod, spoil the child. I'm not a theologian. I did go to Bible school for a little bit, and I did well, but I dropped out because I need to make some money and get a full-time job. But I can tell you, in my opinion, and I think that you can factually check this, that scripture has torn us apart. It's made us one of the most violent people in America. Because spare the rod, spoil the child. Whooping a child was turned into taking your anger and all your frustration and putting it into that child. That type of punishment, that type of way of raising your child basically made black parents into drill sergeants, and it made them happy. I hope it doesn't still happen, but I know some of y'all remember back in the day, man, your mama smack you upside your head, her homegirl will high-five you. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing little kids, like, and the little kid, he ain't saying nothing. He ain't moving, he ain't having fun. He is scared because he know he gonna get his block knocked off if he makes too much noise. And that's not the experience of a child. We have raised people into believing that violence is love. We have raised people into believing that I can take out all my anger on this small little person if this person pisses me off, even though that's that little person's job. They learning, and you need to be teaching them. We have made it to a point where we'll say stuff like, and I hate this, where y'all kids don't gotta know everything. Y'all kids don't need to be in all of this. Y'all need to do all this. Kids, y'all need to mind y'all business. Kids are supposed to be seen and not heard. You know the people that say that? Bad parents. You know why they say it? Because they know they done wrong. They know that they have put their children in an inadvantageous position. So now instead of saying I fucked up and I need to do better and I will do better, shut your ass up. You don't understand. I'm an adult. As if you done tried in life. As if you have taken all of what you could out of life. As if you've accomplished and even not even accomplished, tried to pursue everything that you should. And then you'll see what it does to the child. You'll see the lack that the child has, and the child may even say something about it. And instead of you sucking that shit up and taking that shit, that truth that children give you, you'll try to tell that child, don't tell me what you think. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to do this. You can't talk, as if kids don't have a point of view. This is why we have so many people that can't communicate. This is why we have so much abuse that goes on now. This is why we have so many people unaliving their children. This is why so many people don't care about children. This is why I myself, you remember I told you I moved when I was 17? That was for money. You know I was homeless at 18, right? I was homeless after that. I was something had to do where my dad was, my dad, he has some, I won't say it, so disability where I guess I was able to get a check. I didn't even know this. I didn't know I was getting a check. Long story short, once that check stopped at 18, a couple months later, I was homeless, boy. And I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah. And the last thing about Sped Sport a Child. I as a kid that always knew right from wrong and didn't just listen to frustrated adults about what they were going to drill in my head was wrong, I definitely got a lot of frustration whoopings. And I'll tell you from my point of view, because I don't know if you guys know, shout out to the person that's still in here. I don't know if y'all know, but I don't have a good relationship with my parents. And my dad raised me, and I'm thankful that he did raise me. I'm also thankful that I moved when I moved, because I don't know if I'd have became the man that I became without those struggles I went through in my early adult life. But I remember I was 16, and this was the moment where I was like, yeah, I don't fuck with this dude. Like, we probably will never be cool because he's just not right. He was a foster parent, and at the time we had 3 brothers, and they had a newborn little brother. Rest in peace to one of them. He's no longer with us. And it was just a stressful day, and I was trying to approach him about something that he had said I could do. He gave me his word, and I was kind of calling him out like, you said I could do this, and now da 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 da. He corded me, extension cord. I'm not gonna say all of that, but in front of all them kids, I wasn't talking back. I wasn't being smart. I was holding him accountable because you gave me your word. And I was just confused onto why I done did all this stuff, and now we can't do what you said. You know what I'm saying? He courted me, and at that moment, I said, I'll probably never respect him because I did nothing wrong, and you just whipped me with an extension cord. And I was 16, 15. It wasn't like I was a little boy in front of these kids as if I was like a slave or something, because you chose to be a foster parent, have all these kids. I'm over here helping you, doing all the chores, and somehow I'm the only one doing chores. I'm the only one that had to clean some Cinderella ass shit. And somehow you so stressed to where you got a cord a nigga. No respect after that, bro. Y'all don't understand. When you see me, I'm not stupid. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people, and this is what I do the content for. I know it's a lot of people like me to where you see all that stuff you went through and you know that it wasn't right, and you don't raise your children like that because it's not right, and it builds low self-esteem because like I know, most of us don't come out self-esteem and confidence, and with the ability to express ourselves and not to care about what people have to say. Most of us become these people that believe that people should read their minds. Most of us become these people that if you go against my thinking, I might get violent with you because I can't handle it. Most of us become these people where you come around them, you can't make certain jokes because it might offend me. So I'm the person where I want to get mad. I want to have an argument, and this is my normal. You know what I'm saying? I think that a man is supposed to put his hands on me to put me in check because that's what I grew up around, and that's what I grew up seeing. These are the people calling people squares because they want to do the right thing. These are the people that with this mindset, these are the people that are sitting here on the internet and tell you if you ain't out here doing everything you got to do, meaning doing illegal stuff, scamming people, doing stuff that's going to get you so messed up by the time you're not old enough to do all that BS, that you're not doing something right. Meanwhile, like I told y'all, the city I live in is rough. It's still opportunity. It's opportunity everywhere. It's so much opportunity. You don't have to do these things, but we are so uneducated and so unparented that we still think we got to be in the trap, even though it's cameras everywhere. Foolishness. Women think they deserve everything because they have a hole that carries our life source. Now, that statement is that statement. I am about to go back and forth with y'all. Hello. We will sit here and talk about, like, we're past it, but there was a point where women was telling people, don't ask me what I bring to the table because I am the table. Can you make a dinner table? Can you wipe down a dinner table? Can you cook? Are you a homemaker? Because y'all be saying y'all want to be stay-at-home women and don't want to do nothing. You don't want to be as peace. We have raised women to thinking that men are useless. Men don't need anything. They're just supposed to do for us. We're just supposed to pour out and pour out and pour out. And y'all get ran through the child support system thinking this. Y'all won't do what y'all supposed to do in that courtroom because you love her and that's the mother of my child, even though she's trying to fleece you. And she want to indoctrinate your child into thinking that you somebody that you're not because she want the narrative to be a certain way, and she don't want to hold no responsibilities to the part that she played in why y'all didn't work out. And you're gonna let them do that. There are some black women, not all, definitely not all, because I'm with a black woman. You know what I'm saying? That are evil, and I think they have aided to 60 to 70% of the downfall of the community because that part about not raising real men, man, whoo, man. You have given these boys no masculine guidance, energy, or values, but you want them to go 100 nothing at 25. We already talked about that, but I'll just say this, bro. From what I hear, you know what I'm saying? Because we still getting our stuff together. I just stopped. You know what I'm saying, went straight edge, semi-straight edge. Because, I got a lady, so sometimes we might just have a little cup of the wine. But that's it. That's all I'm doing. But I'm really figuring out, getting our life together and getting, really business-minded to where I can be in a position to, I want to really be the man I want to be. I'm on, some weight loss stuff. And I forgot what I was saying. Let's move on. Son husbands. There are men out here that will say things like, I don't understand how someone could have no relationship with their mother. I just don't get it. I don't get it. If you don't have a relationship with your mother, your parents, you're a bad person. As if we don't have deadbeats. As if people don't get their kids taken away. As if we don't see people unaliving kids. As if we don't have a generation of kids that were never listened to. A generation of young men that were never listened to a point where you think that it's normal to just shut up. Now, let's not get it twisted because, like I said, we ain't messing with these feminine niggas. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get them to be the men that they're supposed to be. There's a difference from maintaining frame and doing what you gotta do and not bitching and not always complaining than being silent and never saying what's really wrong and acting like everything is okay. Okay? So many of these feminine niggas don't know what masculinity is, so they think, oh, I'm not supposed to express myself. I'm never supposed to be vulnerable. I don't have feelings. You're a human being. And so many people, so many niggas, they get vilified for getting mad. I've been told so many times when I'm angry at someone who's wronged me, and then somebody's trying to convince me to just accept it, that I'm being hateful. How? How? We have so many words. People use so many of these words with none of the actual definitions to try to make you feel bad for standing up for yourself. To where some dudes, that's just the position that they held. That's the guy that they are. I don't stand up for myself. I don't say nothing until I put my hands on a woman, you know what I'm saying? Or until I go out here and crash out, you feel me, and snap out on somebody. Now I'm in jail and can't take care of my family. Your age and title does not supersede your character. We have so many people out here thinking that just because I'm this age, just because I'm your grandparent, I'm your great uncle, you owe me. You need to do this for me. You gotta do this. You gotta finance my life because I brought you into this world. But you, as if it's not their job to build you up and bear fruit for you and make sure you're in the right environment, make sure you're not out here running the streets at a young age and having to sell drugs at a young age just to get the basic necessities because they not focused enough because they care about themselves. And as we close, we have a people that they only care about themselves. They only want to get hit a lick so they could be there. They don't want to bring everybody. A majority of people, there's people out here. I remember, and I'm gonna say it. I'm not mad about it, but I seen this and I know it was about me. There was somebody I grew up with. I got a TikTok. I was talking about some motivation. I don't know what it was. I was popping it though. You feel me? Because I'm always popping it because I ain't got no degree. Ain't nobody helped me do nothing, and I'm still alright. You feel me? I'm still alright, and I will be great within the next 10 years. You feel me? So I'll be popping it. You feel me? But somebody was like, niggas go get a good job. Niggas get one good job and think they better than everybody. And the thing that was funny was because it was just you just downplay my whole life. Because this was in 2022, I think that this person said is I've been getting good jobs since 2014. One good job, like it's always some hate. It's always a reason why a nigga can't speak truth. It's always a reason why a nigga can't say what's really going on and really give truth to niggas because niggas don't want truth. So instead of saying, hey, I don't want to hear that. I don't want truth. I can't handle it. I'm arrogant. I'm looking down on people because I'm confident in myself. Well, you're not about to be confident in me. You obviously don't fuck with me the way I thought you did because all I did all I did was something that you ain't do. But it was all I did. Man, so many of these envious people out here, bruh. We have basically become our own worst enemy. We have become our oppressor. And the reason that I say that is not because racism doesn't exist. It's not because systematic oppression doesn't exist. But it doesn't bring you down like y'all are saying it does in 2024. Nobody is saying that the cops don't need to do a better job. Nobody's saying that. But you know what I am saying? That we need to do a better job. Because look at all these stores that's closing. Because people will see all these stores closing. Y'all know everybody that go up in them stores, but you won't say nothing. And you'll put a band-aid on it and say, oh, it's okay for him to tear down the community because his parents didn't do for him. But you won't hold his parents accountable. Y'all talk about, oh, don't vote for not being able to have kids, but we keep having all these kids. It's 40-year-old children out here. It's 40-year-old children out here. It's niggas in their 50s. They can't have no real conversation. It's niggas. It's like, bro, in my experience, and bro, with all things considered, I come from a pretty good family. My parents, I just got the rear end of the stick, and I mean, I'm just keeping it real. But there's people that come from families where ain't nobody that did anything but go to jail. They ain't do nothing but commit crimes and put energy into the community to the point where when you're born, you gotta pick that beef up because your people did this and such, and they took this from their family. They did took him from his family. So you really reared into the life. And I don't judge people like that. I judge people that are not smart enough or they're not willing enough to say this isn't right and this doesn't make sense and try to push that on people as if that's blackness. You know why people keep coming at the ghetto? Black people keep talking about the hood because it's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be. You got OGs out here. You throwing a whole gang of generations' lives away because you don't want to do what you sending them out there to do. You got all this money. You in the suburbs calling hits when you could have, if you really wanted to, with all the money that niggas done made, because niggas want to act like we broken, we don't got nothing. No, we just don't know how to keep it. You feel me? We don't know how to steward it. You got all these people throwing their lives away and keep creating these cycles because you don't want to change. You scared to jump out there. You scared to tell a nigga, yo, I'm bullshit. I'm some bullshit, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm some bullshit. I know you think I'm a gangster, but I'm really some bullshit, bro. I could have did this in my life. I could have that in my life, but nah, bro. We don't have men out here. We don't have women out here that's gonna tell them like it's some, but it's not a lot that's gonna tell them, bro. Don't do what I did, bro. Don't be no single parent, bro. That shit was hard. That shit is damn near impossible now. It's, bro. That we just, I think we are so far behind to the point where some of us are. We're not living like a third world country, but we have the mind of somebody from a third world country because you really think that there's no way that you can be successful. There's no way that you can have a family. There's no way that you can break the cycle. So we rather just continue. We want to talk about co-parenting. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to talk about how we can just like have kids with people that we want to be with, or we could use protection, or we could abstain. You feel me? Damn, the computer just went off. But y'all tell me what y'all think, bro. That just think about it, man. It just made me feel bad for young people because I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I'm not gonna put in front of my daughter. What I'm not gonna condition my daughter to accept him. But I know that not many other people are really even gonna be thinking about that. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'm out.